Hey, welcome to the Mountain City Show. So today we are going to discuss what happened in Brazil and how that has affected our social media platforms. For those of you who don't know, they kind of had insurrection in Brazil over an election. It happened over the weekend. And YouTube and Facebook has basically blocked all the content that has to deal with that. And the reason we think they blocked it is because it is so similar to what happened here in the U.S. on January 6th. Brett, you read up on it a little bit.
Yeah.
And we both sat here and watched some of the news stories coming out of it because honestly, they're not really easy to find.
Well, I think that, no, they're not easy to find. They're really not. And they're trying to claim that the election was rigged. That's what they're trying to say. But like you and I were talking this, what's the new guy's name, Phil?
Lola,
there you go. When he was in office before, how he brought all those people out of poverty, and he had, what, a 90% approval rating?
Yeah, it was a 90% approval rating. So for those of you who don't know, their election system is different than ours. So apparently a president, I don't know how many years ago, I think it was 12 years ago, he ran. I think he did a couple terms. But when he left, he pulled 20 million people out of poverty. The country was flourishing. He did all these things, and they were great. And he had a 90% approval rating when he left.
Right.
So this guy ran again, and he won. And he's a little bit more, he's Democratic. So Democrats are more program-based. They have those kind of beliefs where the Republicans down there are extremely conservative, don't want to do anything for any of the people. It's not like here.
It's a different political
platform. It's all different.
It seems like, though, the Dems here in this country are trying to use it as an example or as a political ploy to compare it to the 60s.
Yes,
it might be a little bit. It might be a little bit compared to what happened here, but the bottom line is nobody over here is to blame for that. Trump's not even to blame for that. And here we go. We're bringing the guy up again, and for what?
Right.
For what?
So
I just, there's similarities, absolutely.
There are. I mean, they literally, if you remember the guy with the horns down at the Capitol.
Yeah, I do remember.
They literally had the exact same fella. It wasn't the same person, but he was dressed up the exact same way, except he had yellow and gold on, which was the Brazil colors. I mean, it was the exact same thing.
Right. I'll give you an example if you want me to here.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, here's this quote. 2 years since January 6th, Trump's legacy continues to poison our hemisphere. U.S. Senator Bob Menendez, Democrat from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Basically, Democrat, just got into office down there. Basically, same type of political views, but who chairs the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, tweeted adding that he blamed Bolsonaro for inciting the acts, protecting democracy, and holding malign actors to account is essential.
Yes, what we're going to do real quick is we're going to play a little bit of this because this fella here, even though the news he gives here is really accurate, however, towards the end of the video, he gets in a political viewpoint of his own, which I don't agree with.
Oh, you're talking, right? You're talking about
but the point is this fella here, got demonetized for just putting this content out.
Right.
Which is wrong.
Content, right.
Yeah, I mean, regardless the news he puts out is accurate. And if you don't want to listen to his political commentary at the end, you don't have to. Turn it off. Right? But the point is he should not have been demonetized for putting out the truth of what's happening.
Yeah, once again, here we go with free speech, censorship.
Correct.
So, yeah, let's watch a little of the footage is what we're going to watch.
Yeah, we're going to watch that.
Yeah.
Though it appears to be under control at this moment, I'm going to show you some clips from how absurd all of this is.
Now, this fellow that was demonetized.
This reminds us of January 6th.
Correct.
Yeah.
There is an obvious impact here from what happened on Jan 6th, be it on Canada when it came to the Freedom Convoy, be it here on in Brazil when it comes to this. So let me get to all of this. And this is all happening as Jair Bolsonaro is wandering a grocery store in Florida.
Yeah, all this going on, and he's in Florida.
Yeah, the former president.
Yeah, he's in Florida, enjoying himself
in a supermarket.
Including the Biden administration and from Lula himself. But first here, this all comes after Lula has been sworn in. He is the new leader in Brazil. He is a fantastic individual who actually cares
He
about
is.
people. He comes
Does
from
care about
extreme
people.
poverty. He rose up through a union, became the leader of that union, eventually became the president of Brazil for 2 terms, has now come back, defeated Bolsonaro in that election, now sworn in, just to give you an indication of his impact when he last was
Here's
leader.
where we're
So
talking
this is an
about
article
bringing them
12 years
people
ago
out
in
of
The Guardian.
poverty.
He did a
Lula
phenomenal
ends his
job.
presidency tomorrow with a 90% approval rating. 90%.
There it is. But yet
Can
it was
you
fixed.
imagine that in any other country?
Right?
Then this is
In particular,
what? It's
you know,
12
the
years
West.
ago.
Yes.
It's
Doesn't
12 years
happen.
ago.
90% approval rating because he lifted 20 million people out of poverty. So,
Wow.
and we're not like this guy. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not even really far left in terms of being a socialist. He is simply a social democrat. He did some basic provisions to help lift people out of poverty, and it was incredibly effective. So, as I just said, he was just recently sworn in. Bolsonaro did not attend the inauguration.
No, he's in Florida.
Instead, escaped to Florida.
There you go.
We'll get to questions around that and if he should be allowed to do that. That was brought up by a certain lawmaker, so I'll show you that in a bit. But here is the top line from AP. Supporters of former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro stormed Congress in the capital on Sunday, climbing on top of its roof and breaking the glass in its windows. Other demonstrators were gathering outside the presidential palace and Supreme Court. So
There it is.
a very familiar image. this
Oh, he'll play a
looks like
video
Jan
here of
6,
it in a
but
minute.
Brazil.
It's really neat.
So let me show you some videos.
There we go.
Here's Dr. Jennifer Cassidy here saying all eyes need to be on Brazil right now. Democracy is completely under attack. Bolsonaro supporters are invading Congress, the presidential palace, and realms of power in Brazil. So let me just play.
Yeah, we'll
Not
watch
really
this
much
one.
audio here, but
There we go.
so in a bit I will get to. There is some new reporting now around why so many people were able to be there. I'll get to that in a minute. But look at this incredible scene.
I think he's getting to the point. He's claiming that there's paid people there too.
Yes.
People were paid
Somebody
to do this.
funded them.
Yeah, somebody funded
David
it.
Adler here writing live
Which-
from the
We don't know. Neither does he.
He don't know.
It's all speculation.
Palace.
I just think it's a bunch of
Bolsonaro-
bullshit that they're
Bolsonaro
comparing it
used
to the
smash,
sixth. I just
destroy,
think
ransack
one has
inside
nothing to
the
do with
same
the
building
other.
where Lula was inaugurated.
No matter how
I mean, I
familiar.
would agree with that.
Nowhere
Although I
inside.
would say that
There's inside.
it kind of, I mean, it is eerily like
I
the physical
understand it's
acts
eerily
are-
similar.
It is it's eerily similar.
Do I think that? Do I think that these people may have seen that on January 6th? Absolutely, but that doesn't.
Yeah.
I just don't think that
Any police
one has to
presence
do with
here.
the other.
Well, I mean, it's under. I can't even say it's under different circumstances because no. Well, I mean, ours happened right
Well,
after the election.
Here, I'll put
He
it. in
was
this-
already like he already went and got sworn in and everything.
Oh, I know. I understand. Well, let's put it in this perspective. If the January 6th would have never happened, would this have happened anyway?
I don't know. I can't say that. Maybe, maybe not.
We
It's
don't know.
possible.
I just think it's
It
the Dems here in this country they'll use this as a political ploy, and I just don't think that it's.
Well, here's my thing with that is currently they don't even want the information out there.
Yeah,
None
that's
of the
why we're
social
doing
media
this.
platforms.
That's why we're doing this.
And
I think it deserves
CNN
to be
had
out
a little
there.
bit of a blip to it. I couldn't find anything on Fox News on it. A couple of the other,
just a small segment on Fox.
yeah, I didn't find anything. So my point is that don't censor information.
That's
Why are you
Here we go
censoring
again.
it?
And with all this investigating going on now with Twitter and Facebook and censorship and political opponents and political people being involved with all this censorship here in this country now, it just seems kind of
Yeah, why would you do that?
it seems kind of ballsy
Yeah,
to do
all that
now.
information came out from Twitter and how the government was censoring what was happening
As
on
much as
Twitter.
I don't agree with this guy, I don't think it should be suppressed. I don't think he should be demonetized.
Like everything he's saying right here is true. This is what happened.
It's all true. Yeah,
All of that's true.
All the footage is real.
Yeah, and then he gives a little bit of his own personal political view on things, which is fine. I
I'm
mean,
not
that's
so
great.
sure if that's why.
And he didn't
this
even do
happened
that
to
yet.
him.
Like he didn't even
Right.
do that yet. He doesn't really do that till about 3/4 of the way through
I
the
don't
video.
know if it's so much his political opinion that it is the footage that,
Well,
that
it
got
wasn't
him
his.
that way.
Yeah, it wasn't his political
think it-
opinion.
yeah.
It's because he put this
because
out
of
here.
this footage,
and
these
it's,
videos.
and it's eerily similar to what happened on January 6th. So I guess for whatever reason, the social media platforms do not want that information out, and neither really do the major news networks because they'll cover it in a tiny little blip. This is more than a tiny little blip of coverage, if you ask
it
me.
needs to be. It needs to be addressed. Everybody needs to know what's going on.
So
it's important.
it's very important.
And meanwhile, you got this cat, this Bolsonaro over here in this country. So
Oh,
what do we
yeah.
do? Do we extradite him back to Brazil?
Why would you do that when you're not
well-
doing that to anybody coming across the border?
Well, there exactly.
Right? Why would you extradite him?
Exactly.
You're not
But is he a
extraditing all
criminal?
them?
Is he a criminal in Brazil? Is this why? Well, he's not the only one in country. You've got the capital city head of public security was fired.
Yeah.
Anderson Torres.
Uh-huh.
Guess where he's at?
Where?
He's in the U.S.
I mean, are you going to... So that means if you're going to deport the criminals, how many MS-13 do you think are coming
So I
across
guess
that border?
yeah. So I guess that when you commit a crime in Brazil, it's okay just to fly into the United States and avoid punishment.
Well, I mean, they could just walk and come across the Mexican border,
Yeah, they could.
right?
That's a hell of a walk, but
But I mean, well, they could catch a flight as close as they
especially
could.
somebody like this Bolsonaro guy.
Yeah.
He's not walking any goddamn
No.
where. Yeah. He's in
There
Florida.
he is right there.
Well, he's in Florida shopping right now. Look at the toll.
Yeah, he's in Publix. This guy's commentary on it was funny though.
All right, I'm
This is
just.
in the Mars bar.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah, where's the Mars bar?
Where's the Mars bar? Look at this toll.
Oh my freaking god! So I'm gonna get to more on Bolsonaro in a second here in terms of what.
Oh, let him shop, bud. You know.
Right?
I just all that going on over there, and he's here.
Yeah, right?
I think that's a sure sign way. I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah,
In
you
my
think? He
opinion.
don't care what I don't think he knew what they were doing, nor did he give a shit. Why would
I
he be
think he
in-
knows.
Well, he knows, but
Well, maybe he don't because you don't see it on the fucking news. So maybe he don't know that it's going on in his own country.
right?
I know Torres. He's here in the States too. He was charged of security. He
Yeah.
got fired. What did he do? He bolted.
Yep, he did.
Why'd he bolt?
Oh, I agree with you.
Well, they arrested 1,000 some, I believe, over there already on these.
Yeah, that's what you
on
said.
these protests.
It's 1,000.
Yeah, they was
So-
hauling them out with their hands behind their back on some of those videos.
Well, I mean, if you break into stuff and you start trashing the place, you
Well,
deserve
yeah, they
to
was
be
tearing shit up, breaking windows.
deserve to be
The
arrested.
building was being flooded,
Yeah, you deserve it. You know,
all in the name of being a sore loser.
yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what it is.
yeah.
I mean, and really, honestly, the guy you got is pretty freaking awesome.
Well, that remains to be. I mean, he was in the past. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got a good track record, but let's see what happens
90%.
this go around. I
don't think
know
we've ever had a
we'd never had a 90% approval
Ever
rating
in-
in
I
this
don't-
country
not
ever
in the
for
history.
anybody.
Maybe George Washington
I don't think so. Yeah, because he was the first.
first.
There wasn't nobody else to compare him
Yeah,
to.
that's right. That was it. He was number one. That was it.
I told you we should have elected that John Hancock, but and now look what we're
Y'all
putting
went
up with
with
over here.
Washington.
Yeah, now look what we're putting up with over here.
Right. I mean, heaven
there you
forbid he led the Continental Army.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so if you want to check out this guy's information on this, it's called The Rational National.
He's not gonna make any money on it though.
He's not going to make any money on that video, but if you
YouTube
want to actually,
restricted him.
if you want to actually see what's going on in Brazil, check out what he put together there. It's pretty good.
Yeah, shut the TV off and
Yeah, it's
Watch.
worth watching.
Right.
And the poor fella, this is probably how he makes a living. So he's not getting any money from this video. YouTube will not allow it, and they also kind of made
now
it.
we're gonna see what happens with us, I guess.
Well, they also made it so that the algorithm would not push out that content.
yeah.
So
I can't believe that is awful ballsy to me.
That's horrible.
Especially right now with all the investigating going on.
It is.
It just blows my mind that they would even do that. Just let it ride. Why not? It's
yeah, I agree.
who are they to decide what I see? and
Correct,
don't see?
right? You can't
Yeah.
have partial free speech.
Right,
And
right.
You know what? You can't censor the news.
Right.
People who sent China does this. Russia does that. We don't do this. This
China, yeah.
we're
It's
America.
ridiculous.
We don't censor people.
I
Unless you're
agree
going to cause
wholeheartedly.
bodily harm to somebody, and you say that, other than that, you have
Right.
do not.
Well, you can't say you're going to do something to the president or something like that. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But dude, okay.
But anyway, check the guy out. Hey, and thanks for watching. Check us on the next one.
Take care.
Thanks for watching. If you could go to YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. Doesn't cost nothing and helps with the algorithm. Thanks again.